Behind me is a Toyota Corolla Cross and another Toyota Corolla Cross, but they look different, not just in the color. It's because this is a 2025 Corolla Cross and this is a previous generation Corolla Cross, and today we're going to do a comparison of the two. I'm the Don and welcome to Keep It Soft Reviews. Let's start off with the obvious. Honeycomb grill. This is going to divide people, but once you see it in the metal, you get used to it. I saw it in pictures and I was like, you know what? I like the previous grill, but now that I've spent time with it, and in this white, this looks great. This is the XI variant of the outgoing model. You can see the difference in the grill between this and the new one. Which one do you think looks better? I already told you. This, now that I've seen it in the flesh, it looks much more modern than this. But when you see it in pictures, rims have basically stayed the same in the facelift. As you can see next to me, it's the XI, and the rims are literally the same. What Toyota focused on in this facelift wasn't really how the outside looked. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So the changes on the outside are pretty minimal, besides the obvious one at the front. You still get Corolla Cross written here, but you still get XS or XR or GRS or Hybrid written here. The hybrid model, you get blue lines and just blue touches everywhere that show you that you're in the hybrid model. Toyota is giving you 7 derivatives. In those 7 derivatives, there are 4 grades. There's the entry-level XI, then there's a XS, and then there's a XR, and at the top there's a GRS, which is short for GR Sport. Then you get the hybrids. Hybrids are only available in XS, XR and GRS. Toyota used the same 1.8 liter petrol engine that's used in the pre-facelift. It's a 4-cylinder petrol engine that gives you 103 kilowatts and 172 newton meters of torque. But if you go for the hybrid, the total system output is 90 kilowatts and 142 newton meters of torque. Pricing, this is where it gets interesting. Entry level starts at 414,800, that's the XI, and the price goes all the way up to 561,700, that's with the hybrid GR Sport. But before we say out with the old, in with the new, let's take a look at the pre-facelift version, which is actually Toyota's best-selling car in South Africa. Azishe. You're greeted by an old school dial. What I really like about old school dials, they mean it's just basic, giving you everything you need. You have your speedometer, you have your rev counter, and then next to your speedometer you get a small digital screen that gives you the information that you'll need, like your average fuel consumption. It'll tell you which gear you're in, your temperature, how much fuel you have, your range. Also get your cruise control information, and then you get your audio information. These are all the different screens that you get, and then you can change your settings here. You get a 10.3 inch display with buttons on the side, so it's actually easier to use when you're driving. You have a power button here for volume, and then you have tune and scroll. Then you have physical buttons for your air condition. You have a passenger air vent, and you have a driver air vent. Speakers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 speakers inside the entry-level XI model. Your gear stick here, you have 2 cup holders in the middle, and then you have a USB port here. This is just in the XI entry level. The reason why I decided to just do the XI and the XS is because most people buy the XS or the XR, and I couldn't get a version of the previous gen XS to then compare apples for apples. Now in the back of the Toyota Corolla Cross XI, this is a compact mid-size family SUV, and this is how much of me fits when I'm lying back. This is in the driver's position, and this is the legroom that I have. The seats are in a good position for me to be able to travel long distance. Yes, I don't have the greatest legroom, but I have so much headroom. I also like the fact that Toyota in the Corolla Cross has black headlining, so it's not going to get those marks and the dirt and stuff like that that the gray or lighter headlinings usually get. You also get ISOFIX points on the outer rear seats. I think you can fit 2 adults in here comfortably, but 3 might be a squeeze. But if you're a small family, I'm sure a little Moana can fit in between the 2 adults. In the XI, you don't get anything here. No USB ports, no aircon, nothing in the XI. Electric windows and a convenient cup holder on the door. There's nothing to pull out here where usually cup holders go. Toyota has cleverly put them on the door. You don't get any seat back pockets, but that's okay. Electric windows all around at the front and at the back. You get a leatherette on the armrest and then plastic next to that. Another thing, I'm sitting inside here. When I open the door, can you hear the noise outside? As soon as you close it, the insulation is quite good for when the car is still. I didn't get a chance to drive the car, so I can't comment on the road noise levels, but I don't expect this to feel flimsy or be loud. It's a Toyota after all, and Toyota is known for their build quality. Something that stayed the same across the range is your boot space. I'm actually pretty comfortable here. Why buy a house when I can just sleep in this boot comfortably? I'm actually very comfortable in this boot. I didn't even have to squeeze in or anything like that. This is how much boot space the Toyota Corolla Cross has. Besides that honeycomb grille, in the XR and GRS you get new LED headlights and you also get new colors. Other things that are updated are an electric tailgate, which you get in the XR and GRS. In the XS and the XR you can get leather. You can choose black or terra rosa. I guess that's red. The XI has rear parking sensors. When you move into the XS, then you get front parking sensors in addition to the back sensors that you get in the XI. Join me in the facelift! Oh! These leather seats. Well, it's the same seats as before, just that now they're cladded in leather in the XS. The seating position is fine. You can manually adjust the seat. You can take it up, you can take it down, and you can find a good driving position. Another big difference from previously to now in the facelift. Hello, digital cluster. In the XS, your speedometer is digital. The other two where you see your fuel and your engine temperature and also your rev counter, that's not digital. Nice thing though is in the screen you still get, on the previous generation, what was on the side, that small screen, you get it here, and have the same options in between. Upgrade is you can get Apple CarPlay in the infotainment screen. So you can't get Android Auto, but you can get Apple CarPlay. See, Apple CarPlay, no Android Auto. Boo! Boo! Display is much bigger for the reverse camera here than in the previous generation. The size is still the same, they've just updated a bit. The buttons are now underneath, which there's not like an array of buttons here. The buttons are now underneath for your volume, to go home, to go back, to switch it on and off, to mute. You know, you can even change wallpapers. Look at that. Okay, let's go back. The XI has an 8-inch infotainment system, but then all the other variants have a 10.1-inch display system. As you go higher up the range, and the XR and the GRS, you get a 12.3-inch fully digital driver's display as well. You have dual zone climate control. You see, you can have the sync button here. So you have dual zone climate control in the XS. Same thing as the pre-facelift. You have the air vent there for the passenger, the 2 air vents which are on the side of the hazards. You have auto air conditioning, but again, dual zone. Then you still have physical buttons, which is nice, to control the air conditioner, and then you have a display which shows you the speed of your aircon. The steering wheel still the same with the manual adjustment, but you still have the buttons for the cruise control and to do the settings on the screen. And then this side, this is all the same. You still get all the controls you got here. You still get the same amount of speakers. You still get the cup holder here and not so much storage. The difference between this and the previous, the pre-facelift XI is here you get a brown leather, but the seats are black leather with this cloth trim. You still get the black headliner. Guys, I'm such a stickler for black headlining. I love it so much. you get a USB-C here. On the previous gen you got a USB-A. Here you get ESC control on or off. You now get a a button for your parking brake and the auto hold. Before, your parking brake was here on your foot. Like, this is 1998. Thank God Toyota updated that. You get the same armrest here as in the previous gen. You get a 12 volt socket here. There's not that much storage in here, but it's on the armrest. The armrest can move back and forward. That's a nice touch. Storage this side, same as the driver. And then you get a cubby hole, which has quite enough storage for me. I mean, there's not a lot that you put in a cubby hole. Move back seat, baby, passenger. Front seat is in my driving position, and again, this is a legroom you get. Look now, we've got storage behind the seat. We still have the smartly placed cup holders here. You have that brown leather that continues on the armrest. You have your speaker down here. But now, look at this. Look at this. Evans at the back. And 2 USB-Cs. Tango Toyota. The inside didn't change. I just think it's how these seats are. But I have a bit more leg room. Headroom is still very generous. It's hot in here. I haven't switched the aircon on, but it's hot in here. You still get ISOFIX at the back. This is all below 480,000 for the XS. I think the XS is a winner because it gives you a lot of value for money. I think that's why people end up going for the XS over the other variants. But I think this is good value for money. Will give Toyota a more of a competitive edge because they have the legacy as a brand. You know that they say you buy a Toyota and you'll last. So they have that. Now they have a product which is quite compelling compared to its competitors like the Haval Jolion, the Cherry Tiggo 7 and the Cherry Tiggo Cross. You have things like the VW T-Cross. You know, they've come with a compelling product. The biggest thing is the leather seats and the change in the infotainment system. Very cleverly done. So my final thoughts on the updated, facelifted Toyota Corolla Cross. I think I've said this probably twice already in my video. I like the changes that Toyota has done to the facelift. They didn't just slap on a bunch of features or just do an outrageous change and then boom, slap a big price tag on the car. They've actually taken feedback from the market and from their customers and cleverly put updates into the car. There's a product you should consider. It comes standard with a 6-service, 90,000 kilometer service plan. You get a 3-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty, and on the hybrid versions, additionally, you get 8-year warranty on the battery. So that put together with the price, put together with the legacy which Toyota has, is a compelling product. If you want a car that is from a brand that has the legacy and has the reputation of a car that lasts long, and you want a car that's like no frills, it does what it does, it's spacious enough for a small family, it'll give you fuel consumption that's relatively good, and you know you can travel for long, and it's proven, there's reliability around it, then this is a car that you should really consider. For something else that's like that, you can consider a VW T-Cross because that has the brand thing as well. But then the other competitors here, for people who are looking for something that's a bit more luxurious and a bit more modern, but the downside of that is that those brands are new. There's absolutely nothing wrong with those cars, but those brands are new, and I'm talking about the Chinese here. Then that's competing with this. So final thoughts, I think Toyota has done enough with the facelift to give it a footing against the competitors that it has. Again, like I explained, there's different reasons to buy the different cars from the competitors, and there's different reasons to buy this. Consumers are different. Some consider things that others don't, and that's why, in my opinion, this product from Toyota is a very good option. I'm the Don, and this has been a Keep It Soft side-by-side comparison of the pre-facelift Toyota Cross and the new Toyota Cross. Please subscribe and help me grow.